A wave of instability is building, slowly, quietly, and earlier than most expect. Prices wobble, supply lines snap, weather shocks arrive faster, and geopolitical tension flickers in places once calm. People sense that something is off, but they cannot easily name what or why. The truth is simple and unsettling. Multiple systems are being pushed toward their limits at the same time. For 75 years, the world lived inside a bubble of unusual stability. After World War II, institutions, trade networks, and security arrangements minimized conflict and smoothed trade. Shipping became cheap. Energy was abundant, populations grew, economies expanded. But beneath that surface, pressure steadily accumulated. Nations accumulated historic debt. Birth rates began to fall. Industries tethered themselves to fragile global supply chains. Energy systems crept toward mismatch. And technology started changing society faster than institutions could adapt. Growth masked weakness for decades. Now growth is slowing, and the weaknesses are surfacing simultaneously. Here are the main mechanisms creating this instability. First, demographics are reconfiguring the world. Populations are aging and shrinking in Europe, Japan, China, and Korea. Labor pools contract. Consumer demand softens. Healthcare and pension burdens rise. At the same time, parts of South Asia and Africa are gaining young populations and growing workforces. This demographic imbalance will reorder economic and political influence for decades. Second, supply chains are fragile. Modern industry depends on tightly sequenced global networks, minerals from one country, components from another, assembly elsewhere. Disruptions, a pandemic, a blockade, drought, or a port closure now ripple across dozens of sectors. One failure can cascade into many. Third, energy transition creates instability in the near term. Moving from fossil fuels to renewables is necessary and strategic, but transitions are messy. Old systems decline before new systems fully scale. Demand can outrun supply. Prices will swing. Nations that once dominated through fuel exports may lose leverage. Energy lies at the heart of civilization. When it shakes, everything shakes. Fourth, debt is historically high. Governments, corporations, and households borrowed heavily for decades. Now, with rates rising and growth slowing, repayment burdens increase. Financial stress often spreads quietly until it becomes sudden and severe. Fifth, technology magnifies both stability and instability. AI and automation can streamline logistics, forecasting, and response, but they also disrupt jobs, reshape industries, and amplify inequality. Rapid technological leaps create friction, and when those leaps are global and synchronous, the friction is systemic. Sixth, geopolitical competition is intensifying. Great powers and regional blocs contest technology, energy, trade routes, and resources. Where clear power fades, instability grows. The scramble for strategic advantage increases the odds of localized crises with global consequences. What do these mechanisms mean for the world and for you? First, expect more frequent economic shocks. Inflation spikes, sudden shortages, and volatile markets will become more common. The predictable, steady growth era of the late 20th century is gone. Second, political pressure will rise. As living costs increase and governments struggle to respond, public frustration grows. Expect higher polarization, protests, and instability in democratic and non-democratic systems alike. Third, supply failures will feel normal. Food, electronics, and industrial goods will face intermittent shortages. The era of just-in-time supply is being replaced by an era of redundancy and regionalization. Fourth, nations will prioritize self-sufficiency, securing energy, critical minerals, food, and manufacturing will drive policy. This shift will redraw alliances, trade, and strategic competition. Fifth, inequality will widen. Those who adapt with technology, skills, and resilience will prosper. Those who rely on outdated systems will struggle. Instability hits unevenly. Sixth, daily life will feel less predictable. Jobs evolve faster. Prices swing. Weather shocks affect cities. Global events arrive with immediate local consequences. The next decade will feel volatile, connected, and immediate. Instability is not a prophecy of collapse. It is a call to prepare and to adapt. Systems that endure will be those designed for resilience, diversified supply chains, flexible energy portfolios, strong social safety nets, and adaptive institutions. For individuals, practical preparation matters. Learn adaptable skills, build financial buffers, prioritize geographic and career flexibility, strengthen emotional resilience and community ties. The turbulence we face is part of transition. Every great transformation in history felt unstable while it was happening. The question is not whether instability will come. It already has. The real question is how we navigate it. Those who understand these forces today will shape the world that comes after. This decade will be defined by adaptation. Choose to prepare, to learn, and to build resilience. The future will favor those who do.